Welcome to Kush News, the newscast of the African diaspora. I'm your anchor, Ochanda, daily bringing you the top stories from Africa and the Caribbean. Let's take a look at today's news on Monday, September 18th, 2023. We go to Nigeria, where the president of Nigeria has arrived in New York. President of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, has arrived in New York for the high-level meeting of the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly. Mr. Tinubu is expected to be speaking and will be one of 5 African leaders set to speak on day 1 of the gathering. In his inaugural statement to the Assembly, he will be addressing world leaders on Tuesday, tomorrow at 6 p.m. local time. In his address, will encompass several issues such as sustainable development, climate change, global cooperation, and the imperative to address inequalities and global humanitarian crises. On Wednesday, the Nigerian president is also slated to participate in the high-level dialogue on financing for development, and he will also attend a high-level meeting on pandemic prevention and preparedness. On Thursday, then, he'll be participating in the UN Secretary General's Climate Ambition Summit. During the week, he is scheduled to hold several bilateral meetings with world leaders, including presidents of the European Union Commission, Brazil, and South Africa, among others. The theme for the United Nations General Assembly this year is rebuilding trust and reigniting global solidarity. Those in Nigeria, let us know if you will be following closely all week on your guys's and any other African leaders set to speak and also make an appearance at the United Nations General Assembly. Let's go to East Africa, where Rwanda is set to deploy drones. Rwanda's Investigation Bureau and the Ministry of Environment have launched the use of drones in combating environmental crimes. Environmental crime is an illegal act that has directly harmed the environment and is the 4th largest criminal activity in the world. It is increasing with about 5 to 7% every year. The drones will collect information in Rwanda and conduct inspections for prevention and support investigations of environmental crimes. The minister had said that the partnership with Rwanda Investigation Bureau will learn from the existing good partnership between Rwanda National Police and the Rwanda Environmental Management Authority in order to set up joint teams along with security forces. The drones will support the country's efforts in protecting the environment as Rwanda seeks to achieve a vision to be carbon neutral by 2050. Rwanda has a long-term green growth and climate resilience strategy with an ambitious climate action plan to reduce emissions by 38% by 2030. The environmental degrading activities to be investigated from these drones will be land degradation, water pollution, and illegal logging. Environmental experts have recommended a thorough investigation into why the Nyambarongo River continues to be polluted despite billions of money that have been invested in its conservation and protection. Back in 2022, President Rwanda Paul Kagame grilled officials in charge of the environment over increasing pollution to that river. Those in Rwanda, let us know on how excited you are to know that there's going to be drones helping you guys out with the environment. Let's stay in East Africa and go to Kenya, where they have sent avocados abroad. Kenya has exported its first batch of avocados to India as the country seeks to expand its market in Asia. Kenya Airways shipped the consignment today from the JKIA, known as the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi. The exports open a new market opportunity for local avocado farmers. The food processor, agro food processor Kakuzi, last year began exporting its first cargo of Hass variety avocados to Shanghai, China. The export of fresh avocados to China follows the early January signing of 2 protocols to facilitate bilateral trade mainly the export of avocados and aquatic products from Kenya to China. Those in Kenya, let us know on if you are one of the individuals that come from an avocado farm. Speaking of, if you guys have any avocados that you want to send to Kush News, reach on out. Let's go to the Caribbean. And there we stay strictly in the Caribbean region, where they were told by a money wire transfer that monies could be recovered. The government of the United States has announced that Western Union Remission Fund will begin distribution of about 40 million in funds forfeited to the United States from the company to about 25,000 victims located in the Caribbean, the United States, and other places. The United States government said that these victims stand to recover the full amount of their losses. It is the first distribution in the second phase of the Western Union remission distributions. And in the first phase of the distributions, the Western Union had paid more than 365 million over to 148,000 victims, all of whom who received full compensation for their losses. The second phase of this remission was opened back in March of 2022 to provide victims who had not filed petitions in the first phase of the distributions. There were specific scams directed towards individuals, including seniors, and where it was known as the grandparent scam, where a fraudster would pose as the victim's relative in need of immediate money to avoid personal harm, lottery, or sweepstakes scams, where the fraudster would tell the victim that they had won a large cash prize but had to pay fees such as taxes to claim the prize. And also romance scams, where the fraudster would pose as an online love interest and request funds for a visit or for another purpose. In each of these scams, the fraudsters convinced their victims to send money through Western Union. It is said certain owners, operators, and employees of Western Union agent locations were complicit in also these schemes. The government of the United States said that Western Union aided and abetted the fraud scheme by failing to suspend or terminate complicit agents and by allowing them to continue to process fraud-induced monetary transactions. Those in the Caribbean, let us know your thoughts on having a chance to get some of the money that you might have had stolen from you. When we come back, we'll have today's African proverb of the day. Don't go anywhere.
My name is Ochanda, but I go by MC Cadero. Who's ready to hear some hip hop?
For baby showers, birthdays, weddings, visit www.mccadero.com, the official website of the #1 MC in the game.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at today's African proverb of the day, and it comes to us from Somalia. Hey, what's going on, Somalia? Blue flag. No. Yeah, blue. Is it blue flag? White star? Yeah. Please forgive me. There's a lot of flags, so I got to keep a track of. But what's going on, Somalia? And it reads, a brave man dies once, a coward 1,000 times. Once again, a brave man dies once, a coward 1,000 times. Somali proverb. It's really good. And if I could add to this, there's nothing better than having also good defensive tactics. To be brave is also saying, to be on the offensive almost entirely, your entire game plan, but, to be defensive as well. And also thinking about if something is worth it. That's also a good military strategy as well. Even seeking refuge, a tactical refuge There's nothing wrong with that. Be proud of that, because at the end of the day, you're there to survive. You're there to try to battle it out for another day on whatever it is, whether it's financial, fitness, social, spiritual. Think twice. Let me know your interpretation of today's African proverb of the day, as well as your thoughts, views, questions, comments, and concerns on the top stories. Don't forget to hit that like button. Make it your best friend. Or Kush News on Kush Convos TV. I'm Ochanda. We'll see you soon.